We have you regularly on the program every 3-4 months. What's fundamentally changed from the last time you were on? You were kind of going deeper into technologies that you really think will transform the way banks operate.
It's really fascinating. 2.5 years ago, I gave a speech actually at Chatham House, which Jim's now chairing, and I talked about Uber moments in financial services, moments where there was transformation. And since that speech 2.5 years ago, we've seen, I think, 2 of them. So the first is in the growth of mobile banking, which has caused a phenomenal drop in branch traffic. And that's a problem for the big banks because they have that cost base to sustain even while customers are going elsewhere. Secondarily, we've seen a huge rise in crypto. Now, crypto itself is a huge topic, but there are subcategories of that, like the ICO market, which I think is very interesting. And I think the third Uber moment we're going to see is about data. Who controls data, how that's used, how that's monetized to solve customer problems. In my own business, we've basically rethought how to deliver banking services around the customer and data. And we've made huge progress in proving that we can deliver the 10x benefit that we talked about.
What does that mean? Do you sell it to the big banks? Because if you look at Uber, Airbnb, it's things that directly impact me as a consumer.
Yep.
But actually, fintech, will it change fundamentally my experience with the bank? Is it challenger banks, or is it kind of the old way, but it's stuff that I don't realize is going on?
So I think the trend is going to be that consumers are going to embrace services that make their lives much better. How do you make your life better in banking? Firstly, you make it just easier. All the paperwork and forms you have to fill out to get a mortgage, take that away. Secondarily, you make it instant because everybody wants their problems solved instantly. Thirdly, you make it more cost effective by better pricing decisions, eliminating things like fraud. And what our platform does is deliver that, but we do it through third parties. So we're a B2B2C business.
Right.
We can do it through banks, and we're mostly talking to banks at the moment. We can also do it through people who have big digitally engaged customer base.
But for me to get a mortgage easier or to get a decision quicker, does it not mean that I have to give up all of my data so the bank can make an informed decision in 2.5 seconds?
Somebody has to take your data, collect it, curate it, and put it together in a way that works for you. Now, if you think about how it works today, your data is fragmented and spread across hundreds of different sources, probably thousands of different sources: employment, education, healthcare, financial, all of those things. And those things are assembled rather painfully and slowly today through things like credit bureaus. I mean, credit bureaus have an imperfect snapshot of you as a credit risk. The more you can collect that data and make better decisions, the better the customer will be. At the moment, it's very difficult to do that because the data is so fragmented. But the new technologies allow those things to be collected and curated much more efficiently.